Hey guys, Lisa Callaghy here to share with you a video on how to view and analyze the results of the district built assessments that you assign to your students every week. All right, so here I am on a teacher's Edmentum Study Island page, and I am currently selected class in her class manager page. And from here, I'm going to select a class that I want to kind of see the results for. So I'm going to click on English Language Arts 4302. Okay, this is going to bring me to the class page and assignments tab. So from here, I can see the district assessment that was the students have taken, and I'm going to click on under the actions column, the bar graph. That's going to give me the built test results. Once I click on that, it's going to open up a page, and I just tabbed over because on that page, once you click, you'll see your students' names and their scores, the results, but I want to kind of hide the students' names here. So I kind of zoomed in so I have the information without showing the students' names. All right, so once you get to your report, it'll give you the information here: class, school, program, subject, the title of the built test, the date that the assignment date and the date that it was due. You'll see you have an item analysis, export standards, report buttons. Below that, you have a open in Excel and open in PDF. Okay, so let me kind of move that over. You have title turned in is complete. So these are the students that turned in their test completed. There's the column of the student's name. Then it'll show the date and the time that the test was completed. The next three columns in a cluster are showing you the results of the assessment. And you'll see above that, it tells you how many questions. It tells you the standard related to those questions and the standard name theme. So this assessment is related to the topic theme. And you could see how many questions each student got correct, incorrect, and their overall percentage score of on the assessment. Moving to the right, you'll see another cluster of columns. This is the totals cluster, and it does repeat the same correct, incorrect, and percentage information. However, you're able now to click on any one of those numbers to see the actual questions that pertain to the information on the column header. So if I wanted to see the two questions that the student got correct, I click on this 2, 4 for incorrect, and overall to see all of the questions, both correct and incorrect, I click on the percentage number. I'm going to do that right now. Let's move this up. All right, so at the top, again, you'll see that information, program subject. It'll have the student's name above the program and the information about when the test was taken. Next, you'll have a couple of buttons to choose from. View missed. So if you just want to see the missed questions, you can click on that, and it's just going to show you the questions that student answered incorrectly. Notice it also gives you the correct answer, so it tells you what answer choice the student chose. So this also gives you some information about how the student was thinking when they made that answer choice. You could view the correct questions. You could view all of the questions. And that again will show you the question, the choice that the student made if it was an incorrect choice, and obviously if it was correct, it'll be the same. Over here on the right hand side, you have a blue button that says Unsubmit Test. This is where, if for any reason your student took the test and this usually happens where students click on the wrong test title when they are taking the assessment and they take the wrong test. So you can come here and unsubmit the test for the student if that ever happens in the future. All right, so now let me jump back. So coming down on the original results page, You'll see at the bottom right-hand side the overall score for your students on this assessment, the overall amount of questions that were answered correctly, and then the amount of questions that were answered incorrectly for the entire assessment. Let's come over to the other two buttons that were right below the bill test report information, the item analysis and the export standards report. I'm going to click on the export standards report now. So you could see all it is a spreadsheet of the exact same information that you're seeing below. I'm going to click on yes, and it's going to give you the information that we see with your students there on the left-hand side, and the information about their test results. It also gives you a little bit more information about how long the student spent on the assessment. So to get that information, you needed to download. And it does give you a description at the bottom of the types of questions in theme, the topic theme, and what types of questions the student would be faced with. All right, and last but not least, we have the item analysis, which is pretty cool. If you click on item analysis, what that does, it's going to show you the test in terms of the questions, meaning it will delineate the questions here for you in the first column. Then it'll tell you how many students answered that question correctly and how many students answered that question incorrectly. So from here, you're able to determine which questions students had the most difficulty with based upon the amount of students that answered the question incorrectly. For this particular assessment, it looks like question number 3 gave the students the most difficulty. So if you come back over to the first column and click on that question number, it's going to open up the actual question for you. So now you're able to kind of go through that question with your students, giving them some strategies on how to best answer a question like this. There is an explanation button if you needed to get some more information about the question. And then below, you'll see there are 2 columns. It's correctly answered and incorrectly answered. And this actually gives you the name of the students that answered those questions correctly and incorrectly. I'm not going to show that now, just so you know. You'll see the students' names, and they are also links. So when you click on any one of the students' names in any one of those columns at the bottom, it will bring you to that student's assessment. So you get to see the way that student answered this particular question. So if you wanted to see how one student answered this question incorrectly, so you want to see which choice they chose, you could just come down to the incorrectly answered column at the bottom, find that student, click on his name, and you'll be able to see what the answer choice that they chose. All right, so this has been a video on how to find and analyze the district-built assessments for your students in Study Island. All right, I hope this helps. Have a great day.